Let me put aside any fears that you may have had about doing it this informally. That was wonderful. My special guest, Leonard Cohen, that song is called Night Comes On. The complete, finished, produced version of that can be found on Leonard's very latest album entitled Various Positions. And Leonard will be appearing at Carnegie Hall on Sunday, May 5th. First time in New York in some 10 years. We got some more things to talk about. Well, now, let me find you here on the magic controls again, Leonard. There's a couple of other things I wanted to ask you about. In a collection of your poems, which I used to use back in my high school teaching days, I guess it was Selected Poems 56 to 68.
Yeah.
There's a very short two-line poem there, and I think it was entitled Maria.
Yes, it was Marita. Please find me. I am almost 30.
Right. That poem struck a chord and has stayed with me all of these years. I wonder now, as you have passed other milestones in your life, the 31 long gone, the 41 in the 40, not 41, you know what I'm saying, the 40 gone to last September 50. Can you offer us any perceptions from those vantage points? Did you approach them with any trepidation? Did you handle them wisely and well? What are your thoughts on that particular process of the life cycle?
I was in the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation in Toronto a few months ago, and I noticed that in the men's room, someone had scrawled this graffiti. It was, Marita, please find me. I am almost 50.
A sequel. The natural sequel. Well, certainly there is humor in that. What else? What was the experience like? Just another day?
Yeah, just another day. I don't think that things radically change. We change by imperceptible degrees. My friend Irving Layton, a great Canadian poet, has a line, the inescapable lousiness of growing old. But no, I'm still in good shape.
Well, that is obvious, but it's complicated too by the fact that you were preserved in a wonderful film. Again, that I remember and used in my high school teaching days from the National Film Board of Canada, entitled Ladies and Gentlemen, Mr. Leonard Cohen. Have you seen the film recently? Does it still hold up for you? And what about this whole notion of living in a media age where it is possible to have segments of our life preserved on celluloid or videotape or pieces of vinyl?
I think it's very interesting for one's own family and for one's children. Yeah. My father was an amateur photographer, and he took movies of my sisters and my childhood and the whole family. And those are very wonderful to be able to see and to look at. Outside of that, I can't think of any deep importance.
Okay. On your previous visit, had it happened, we were going to talk about your most recent book, which is entitled Book of Mercy, from Villard Books here in New York City. And it is quite obviously, looking for a label for it, it's a prayer book, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They're psalms or prayers.
Now, has this come out of any intense religious conversion of a specific kind that has occurred in your life in the last number of years?
No, I've never done anything so violent as to actually convert to anything. But there are times when you find yourself with your back against the wall and silenced, and the only way you can speak, the only kind of language you can use is that language of prayer.
This is a question that would relate as well to your books and your records, I suppose, but do they hold up for you? Do you go back and read them or listen to them? And are you alternately pleased or not pleased by what you hear or see?
Not just speaking for myself, but when I look at the work of any painter or singer or writer who still means something to me, I find his early work just as good as his later work. I think if the gift is there, it manifests very early.
And reveals different dimensions, probably.
Yes, and I think any singer, really, any writer, really only has one or two songs. And they're elaborated over and over again, and new elements of experience find their way into them. But generally a voice emerges quite early in a man's life.
Would you honor us with a reading from your most recent book?
This is a small prayer. In the eyes of men he falls, and in his own eyes too. He falls from his high place. He trips on his achievement. He falls to you. He falls to know you. It is sad, they say. See his disgrace, say the ones at his heel. But he falls radiantly toward the light to which he falls. They cannot see who lifts him as he falls, or how his falling changes. And he himself bewildered, till his heart cries out to bless the one who holds him in his falling. And in his fall he hears his heart cry out. His heart explains why he is falling, why he had to fall, and he gives over to the fall. Blessed are you, clasp of the falling. He falls into the sky. He falls into the light. None can hurt him as he falls. Blessed are you, shield of the falling. Wrapped in his fall, concealed within his fall, he finds the place he is gathered in. While his hair streams back and his clothes tear in the wind, he is held up, comforted. He enters into the place of his fall. Blessed are you, embrace of the falling, foundation of the light, master of the human accident.
Leonard, thank you for sharing that with us, and I consider it very special to have you spend this time with us on Mixed Bag this Sunday morning.
Thank you very much for inviting us down here.
We'll all see you at Carnegie Hall on Sunday, May 5th. That's 1 week from today, first time in a decade. Don't miss him. Leonard Cohen on Mixed Bag at WNEW-FM in New York.